Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing good and staying safe and sane and healthy, all that good stuff. You know I love you. I wanted to make a video today on, I've had some people hit me up recently and they've been watching the magnet fishing videos and stuff like that, and they're like, wow, your balance is really good. It's like, how did you, what did you do? What were some exercises that you did and stuff to, to maintain such good balance, especially standing on some of these river banks and stuff, throwing, weights out in the water and pulling in heavy stuff, getting it stuck without busting my ass, that kind of stuff. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. So my friend Dave has hit me up. My good friend Robin, Miss Milani has asked. There's been several people that have, hit me up, and a couple people that, don't want to be brought up on here, they're just curious. So, this is for you guys as well. So, the way I learned was, first and foremost, as I've said on the channel before, I'm also going to put some clips in here that you guys can, see a little bit better a better vantage point of what I'm talking about. But for my own personal story, I have been a skateboarder my whole life, and when you're riding skateboards, you kind of tend to learn that it's a lot like riding a bike or anything like that, to where you start going left, turn right, you start going right, turn left, you know what I mean? And it's the same principle when you're standing. If you feel like you're starting to rock backwards, like uncontrollably, to the point where you can't do it, or you feel like you're gonna fall, what you need to do is try to turn around best you can, because it's always best to fall face first, because you have a better chance to catch yourself with your hands and that kind of stuff. So it's always best to try to twist as best you can in order to, try to prevent as least amount of damage as possible. Because as we get older, we all get bigger, and falling flat on your butt like that can really hurt you. So a lot of people need to be careful with that, especially a lot of my older viewers that I have out there, because I have people as old as 70 years old that watch my channel, and that's true. So so they need to be a little bit more careful as far as that kind of stuff goes. But hey, they're out there killing it. Miss Joan, I'm talking to you. You know you're a badass, and you always will be a badass. So don't ever. She knows who she is. She's a fucking awesome lady. But so when you're standing there, what you don't want to do. These are just a couple things that I'm gonna tell you before we get into our video. But what you don't want to do is stand with your leg like this behind you. Always try to stand kind of out to the side, and learn how to balance on like that, and then because then you have a chance to kind of put your leg back down if you need to. I know it seems like you would have better balance by lifting your knee up and standing kind of like almost at a peacock, flamingo. It's a little different than that, because you don't have enough time before you lose complete control of putting your foot down. And what I mean is, once you have your prosthetic leg, try to stand and kick your leg out and just see how long you can stand on that one leg. Now, before you get your prosthetic, before, let's go back to the very beginning. You just got home from the hospital and you're trying to learn how to stand on your one leg that you have. Okay, you have one leg left over. We're gonna get to doubles here in just a second, but right now we're gonna stay on folks like myself and Seth and Isaac, and there's several people that I know that right off the top of my head that have all pretty much had to do the same thing. I'm sure I haven't even asked them, but I'm sure they've all had to do the same thing. Try to use your walker. If you have a walker, awesome. If you don't, try to use a countertop. That's what I did. A countertop is not going to be as efficient because it's only just a straight line in front of you. There's nothing off to the side of you to hold on to. So if you have a corner countertop, try that. Now, what you're going to do, if you're in the countertop situation, back your butt into the corner, just right into the corner. Put your arms kind of back behind you. and just lift your hands up and push your butt away from the countertop, and just kind of learn to stand there, and time yourself each time you do it, and just be like, oh man, I got 30 whole seconds that time. That's amazing. And then just keep pushing and try to do it. And what you're going to teach yourself is it's levity, basically. What it is it's like your foot's going to learn how to go and learn those it's going to have muscle control inside the foot itself. So your ankle, your heel, the balls of your foot, your metatarsal, like everything is going to be working in conjunction in order to keep you from busting your ass. And that's what you're trying to do, is more or less train your foot to support the rest of your body. And that's kind of the whole reason for doing that. So first and foremost, try to just stand on that foot and just kind of get used to doing that. And eventually you'll be able just to stand there, like say if you take your walker into a gas station or something like that, the entire time while you're waiting to pay for your gas, you'll notice you're not even holding onto your walker anymore. You're just standing there. And then, you'll look down and be like, holy shit. It's like you don't even realize it. Like it'll come to you so natural. Now there's people with equilibrium issues and that kind of stuff. And what I recommend doing is constantly keep some kind of cane or something, maybe even just like a forearm crutch. You could do something like that, or just your basic cane, just your regular basic cane. You can get it, hell, you can buy them at Kroger and grocery stores and Walmart and shit. Carry you one of those around just as kind of an added little, it's a little bit of oh shit insurance, in case you start to fall. Throw that cane back behind you, and that way you're not going to go backwards. If you do what's called tripoding, and what that means is you have too much under you at once, like your foot that you're just not used to maneuvering and stuff gets caught up underneath you. Try to put that cane out in front of you and fall towards it, and try to just slow down your fall. That's what you're gonna fall. That's I don't know any other way to put it, but there is gonna be a time where you're gonna bust your ass, and I don't want that to happen, but it's gonna happen. We've all done it. Every amputee in the world has busted their ass at least 5 times, at least. So try to do that. That's your first. I want you to work on that first and foremost. Like I said, if you got a walker, just see how long you can levitate those hands over the walker. And it don't have to be like, look, I'm over. No, I'm talking like go this high, just barely high. I mean, just let your hands leave the grips, and then stand there until, don't go crazy right off the bat. Don't stand there at first and I'm gonna stand here for 5 minutes. No, don't do that, because you're gonna fuck yourself up really bad, because that foot's not used to it yet. You got to build up the muscles in those ankles, again, in your metatarsal, and your foot itself has to be ready to learn how to do that, and to essentially teach itself how to keep you balanced. Now your brain's going to want to do a lot of that, and that's fine. That's just naturally, that's just the way it goes. So if you start getting unbalanced and that kind of stuff, just sit down. Just sit down. That means you're getting exhausted, and your brain, you're getting confused, and you're getting frustrated, and what's going to happen is you're going to end up just busting your ass. So just take a break. Just take a break from it for a little while. Go sit down, hang out for a little while. Come back, try it again later, Do that when you first get home from the hospital. Like when you first get to your house, and and it don't matter if you're doing, physical therapy and that stuff too. That's great. That is great, because they're going to work on you with your balance and shit as well. Now, for the double amputees, it's a lot different. I mean, you guys have more front and back motion to worry about as far as like doing like this, because I know you gotta have to step to the next thing. like step to the next step all the time. So that's why you see people with doubles, you know, doing like this, constantly moving back and forth. If they stood still long enough, they would just go and fall over. So you'll see them constantly just like, you know, and you're like, what are they doing? That's why they're doing that. So they have to keep moving, you know, and not just like, you know, sitting there bouncing around. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just kind of you'll see them just kind of like they're kind of walking in place and shit. Like you see runners and that kind of stuff when they have their running blades on. That's what they're doing. When you see them just like hopping back and forth, they're not just like trying to stay warm and try to stay like, you know, warmed up. I mean, they are, but for the most part, if they stop, especially with running blades, if you stop with running blades and just stand there, you're most of the time going to go forward. It's going to take you straight forward and bam. And once you get to a certain point, it's going to, unless you have knees, if you have knees, it's a little bit different. You stand a little bit better chance and you can actually walk around and stuff because your knees actually help you with aiding in that. So it can be a little bit different for double amputees, depending on whether you are above the knee or below the knee. If you're below the knee, you won't see them like pivoting around as much or like, you know, hopping around. They can stand pretty stationary and walk pretty, you know, square-footed, meaning like, you know, shoulder, you know, lining up with your foot and that whole thing. They can do that, you know, pretty good. Mainly what they lose a lot of mobility in is just the ankle itself. And of course the foot is not going to do, it's not going to rotate like what we were saying earlier, because there's nothing, there's no muscle or anything like that there to make it do that. So it's a little different for them. For the above the knees, it goes back to what I was saying before, is you'll constantly see people just kind of, you know, swaying back and forth, and that's why they're doing that, is because if they don't, I mean, if they had like a you know, a cane or something like that, then maybe they can like put it in front of them and kind of like lean on that cane, and you wouldn't see them bobbing around as much. But for the most part, the people that don't use canes, that are double amputees, yeah, you'll see them kind of just like, you know, swaying back and forth and stuff. And again, they're not listening to invisible music in their head. They're just simply trying to keep from falling right there in front of you while they're talking to you. So that's double amputees. Now, as far as balance goes, you know, like I said, keep those feet moving. Keep them moving best you can, because you can only pivot on your ankles and stuff so much. You can only sway back and forth, left to right, you know, that kind of thing so much before it becomes, you know, like just, you know, dangerous to the point where you're going to bust your ass. So you're going to become really, really unsure-footed, so to speak, if that's even a term. But try to do that first and foremost. Just try your steps back and forth, and, you know, left to right. If you feel yourself going to the right, then kind of lean left, you know, or kind of just don't lean, but step to the left. And it's kind of a mind game, because your brain still thinks that your feet are there. So it's naturally just like, oh, we're fine, you know, and it's like, no, we're not fine. We're not, you know, we can't do those things that we used to do with our feet, and as far as balance and shit goes, you know, because your brain is still thinking that everything's still there and everything's intact like it should be, and it's not, you know. So that has a lot to do with like phantom pain and that kind of stuff too, but we'll talk about that later. So yeah, try those balance techniques. Like I said, I want to put a video here at the very end and just kind of give you guys a little bit better understanding of some more advanced techniques. If you guys like this video, you know, let me know in the comments below, and I will, you know, I'll do more of these and some more advanced, you know, steps and that kind of thing. As far as running goes, I have yet to run anywhere, so I would be probably little to no help as far as the whole running deal goes. But once I get my laptop and everything, I plan on interviewing several people, one of which is an actual Paralympian named Amy Purdy. So she's already agreed, and she's down. She wants to be on the channel, so I'm going to get her on the channel. And like I said, she's an actual Paralympian who is a double amputee below the knees. And she's awesome. She's been on Dancing with the Stars and all that stuff. She's really, really cool. But yeah, we'll be seeing her very soon in the near future. And, you know, she's such a cool chick. I love her to death. But yeah, try those techniques, you know. So let's recap before I skip to a video. Okay, so you're at home, you just got home from the hospital, you know, you're at the point where you're going to start getting up to kind of move around and exercise a little bit. Your stump isn't hurting as bad, so you think, I'm going to work on my balance today. Well, do like I said, stand next to the bed. If you like I said, if you got a walker, then just kind of put your residual limb up against the bed, and just, again, take those hands off the walker and just kind of see how long you can stand there, you know. And don't try to kill yourself. Don't you know, try to set goals way too high. If you go 10 seconds on the first one, you're doing amazing, you're doing fantastic. So just try that. For my doubles out there, this is very, very basic stuff that, you know, that we're going to tell you about. But like I said, if you guys like this, then what I'll do is I'll post another one with a little bit more advanced stuff on there, and, you know, and we can make this a whole thing, you know. So I'm all about that. I'm here for it. So if it's something that was specifically requested by y'all, then you're damn right I'm going to do a video on it. So that's just how it is, you know. I love you guys, and I want to you know, help you guys in any way I can. So I noticed I've been getting a lot of questions on the same thing, so I just figured I wanted to do a video about it and maybe kind of help everybody out all in one go. So for my doubles, I want you to, if you have your like I said, if you still have knees, if you're a below the knee and you're a double, then just try to flex from left to right, front to back, best you can without busting your ass, and still try to use the walker best you can, and just go with it little by little. You know, you use your walker, do what they tell you to, even though you're like, man, I got this, I can. Just do what they tell you to do. Trust me, they've been doing this for a long, long time, and they know what they're doing. So they're trying to give you their expert opinion, you know, and hopefully you can, help you out the best way they can. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do here is help you guys I'm by no means an expert on anything, but I have been through a lot of shit, and I'm trying to teach others based on what I've been through, and just what I've seen, what I've studied, and that kind of stuff. Are there other accredited people out there that can teach you way more than me? Absolutely there are. There absolutely are. But I'm very, very thankful that you guys chose to come here, and I'm very, very thankful that you guys have chosen to stick with me on this journey and have been so amazing, and all the kind words and the messages I get from you guys, I hold them very, very dear to my heart. I just want you guys to know that. And yeah, I hope these exercises I'm giving you help out, and I hope they're of some benefit to you. Like I said, I'm going to throw it to a gentleman that he knows a way, way, way more than I do about the stuff, and he can damn sure help you out. So, without further ado, I want my friend to take it away, and I will see you guys next week. I love you all so, so much. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching the videos. I hope you all get something from it. And if you don't, I just greatly appreciate your time and your attention. So I love you guys. Thank you very much for everything, and I'll talk to you soon.
Most new amputees ask me the question, will it take me a long time to learn how to use a prosthesis? And it's a very wide range of how quickly someone can learn how to use it. Some people who are younger, who have a traumatic accident, maybe they have a car accident, and then it's a clean amputation, they heal up quickly, they've got good balance and good strength, they get back to walking within a week or two sometimes. And you can have someone who's an older patient, maybe they lose their leg from diabetes, they take a long time to heal up and their strength isn't quite as good. They may need to go through some more physical therapy and regain their strength and learn how to use a prosthesis over a longer period of time. If someone is a below-knee amputee, they're going to get back to walking faster than someone who's an above-knee amputee, because there's a lot more componentry involved in above-knee prosthetics. You've got to learn how to use that as a tool. We can't give back what God gave you, but we're going to make this as close as we can to help you have a tool to get back to doing your daily life.